Would, would you believe me if I told you that Google once tested 41 different shades of blue, just to see which one people would click? 41 for a single button. At first it sounds absurd, but behind that experiment there lies a truth about human decision-making that is both simple and profound. Psychologists call it Hicks' Law, and it explains why the world of endless options often feels more exhausting than freeing. Think about the last test you took in school. From my experience, the number of answer choices on a question significantly impact how long I spend on it. When there's 4 or 5 different choices, it's easy to get hung up on small details and feel like several of the answers are half right. But when that decision goes down to just 2 or 3 different choices, the decision suddenly becomes much easier. Hicks' Law tells us that the more options we face, the longer and longer it takes to make a decision. This isn't just an observation, it's a measured effect confirmed again and again through research. Each additional option doesn't simply add a bit of time, it adds friction. And as the number of options rises, that friction multiplies, leading to hesitation and overthinking. The concept was first described in the 1950s by William Hick and Ray Hyman, who studied how quickly people could respond to signals under controlled conditions. And their experiment showed a clear, predictable pattern. As the number of possible responses increased, reaction time slowed significantly. And what they uncovered would be a law governing how humans process choice. And the implications go far beyond speed. Hicks' Law also helps us understand why more choice often leaves us less satisfied. When options multiply, we take longer to choose, and we usually feel less confident after we've made a decision. We wonder if we picked the wrong one, if we overlook something better, or if the grass is greener on the other side. This decision lingers with us, not because of its importance, but because of the abundance of alternatives that makes us doubt ourselves. This ties in closely to what psychologists now call decision fatigue. Every choice we make consumes a bit of mental energy. And as the number of choices increase, our mental resources are depleted. And by the end of the day, after hundreds of small decisions, it's harder for us to make those decisions. Many successful people have adopted this idea. Take Steve Jobs, for example. He famously wore the same black turtleneck, jeans, and sneakers every day because he believed eliminating small daily decisions would help him save mental energy for more important ones. And the effects can be seen on a larger scale. In public policy, when forms are too complex or procedures too numerous, people often abandon the process altogether, even when the outcome would benefit them. Likewise, in consumer behavior, studies show that offering fewer options leads to more decisive action, a phenomenon famously described in Sheena Iyengar's jam study, where participants faced with 6 flavors of jam were 10 times more likely to purchase than those confronted with 24. Likewise, in psychologist Barry Schwartz's Paradox of Choice, he explains how an excess of abundance can lead to reduced satisfaction and increased and reduced satisfaction. The real lesson here is that simplicity isn't a compromise, it's a necessity. Systems, organizations, and even our daily routines work better when they respect the bounds of human decision-making. Too few options can trap us, while too many can paralyze us. True freedom lies in their balance, and that balance comes from having clarity. Which brings me back to those 41 different shades of blue. The test wasn't really about color, it was about a society that believes that more variation must lead to better outcomes. And that's the heart of Hicks' Law. More doesn't always allow us to move forward. Sometimes the most straightforward path is the strongest one. So the next time you find yourself in an abundance of choices, in work, in life, in the constant noise of our world, remember this. The freedom we crave doesn't come from having everything, it comes from having clarity. The simpler, the better. Thank you.
Divya, for the powerful and inspiring talk. Now, for the final presentation of the night, please welcome our final speaker, Ivy Liu.